Right, so there looks to be a little washer here, which you have to lift up, here, with these tangs on it. And that then stops these turning. Actually, I've just better take a picture of this, or I'm never going to remember how it goes back together, am I? Right, hold on. Now looking at this, with this cap over the top, I would say there's ball bearings in here, not a race. Which if it is brilliant, because I like working with ball bearings. They're nice and easy to do. And then that means it's the same as the S1C. Right, I'm going to have to give this a knock round to loosen this off, and then we'll have to be careful when we lift this off. See what bearings we've got. Fair bit of rust on the bearings. Fair bit of rust in there, so we need to clean all that up. Yeah, they're very, what I call itchy bearings. Right, so I need to order a bearing race for the top, one for the bottom, and an oil seal. I've got a big bearing at the bottom here, with a seal at the bottom of it by the looks of it. Let's take that off and have a look. Assume it'll just lift off. God, Jesus. That ain't going anywhere. Okay. What's the tip for getting that bearing off of there then? God, that's rusty under there. Definitely wants a lick of paint. Yeah. Right, one in here. Let's put. When you lift a bearing out of here, that silver bit that you can see here is press fitted in. That's what's called a bearing race. It's like a seat for the bearing to sit in. Now, sometimes you have a little lip exposed at the bottom. You can knock through with a punch from underneath and knock it out. And sometimes there's a little gap round the edge, specifically made to get your tap into, but I can't see one. I'll have to clean it up inside and have a look, but yeah, that's me. I'm going to stop there for today. That's been good. We've got quite a lot covered. So I need to get the bearings and the seals on order, and then the next stage tonight when I finish work, we'll see if we can tap these bearing races out. I'll wipe this on the inside, see if I can find the grooves I'm thinking are normally in there. And then, but if not, we'll have to just use the lip, but we've got to be careful we don't damage anything when we're knocking it out. Right, plan this morning is to pop the tank off while I'm waiting for the head bearings and various other bits and pieces, and start to get some paint on order for the frame. Looks like to get this tank off at the moment seems to be one 12mm bolt here, which I'm undoing. It's another 6 AM start on a Monday morning. Right. I don't think there's a nut the other side. If there is, it's going to fall off. Right. Alright, let's pop that off. Right, let me put that somewhere safe. Right, it's off the tank rubbers. God, there's some pipes underneath here. And more zoo creatures. Zoo creature territory for definite. But how the hell do I get at those pipes? Hold on. So this is what I've got in the cavern of doom under here. Look at all the cobwebs. But I've got these two pipes, the big thick one and the one next to it, which I need to somehow get off. I've loosened the clip on the left hand one. I didn't realise there was a right hand one. I've got to try and get that off now, so I need to get rid of some of these cobwebs. Try and get down there to do it. But what a design. How are you meant to get it then? Well, I've managed to get that pipe off. This one has just snapped. The rubber has actually perished. So I'm pleased that happened, because what that means is I need to replace all these rubber hoses because they're rubbish. There's some flaking of the petrol on the tank, so I think underneath here I'll try and get a rough colour. We'll rub it down and spray it. Right, it's the one here under here. There we go. Right, so that should mean tank off now, if I can get this up through here. Yep. Tank's off. Oh. Right, so I just need to label this up so when I know when I go to rewire it back, that's for the petrol tank. Zoo Creature candy floss, anyone? So I've given that a bit of a clean. What it wants now, I just want to rub it over, and then I'm going to slap on same paint I used on the frame on the bike there, which goes on really thick, but I'm going to do that in black. So I've just got to go and order that now. Then we've got to find out where this pipe goes. If it goes to this auxiliary petrol tank down here, which I believe it does, that tank's coming out. We're going to clean that up and probably spray and paint that up as well. Make sure that's nice and clean. Once that's out, that'll give me a room to work a bit more down in there as well. But I want to flush that tank out because you don't know what's in it. Probably look at replacing this pipe as well, and this one. Any rubber pipes I come across, I'll replace those, because obviously if they're that brittle, they're just going to snap. I can't rely on those. Right, it's quite a jaunty angle that we're working at, so we get this, what's left of this cover off, which is tiny bit of a side panel, and then we've taken the bolt out there, so I think it's just one 10mm bolt left here, and it's not a 10mm, looks like it's an 8. Hang on. Well, I'll give you a tip, don't try and undo an Allen bolt with a socket. So this is a 5mm socket, so I had a bolt on the other side and a socket this side. Don't ask. That's the one problem with a bike when someone else has had it. You end up with a right mixture of bolts. God, this is tight. That's got it. Come on. It's nearly there. There we are. Right. Let's leave that in there. Is this out? Feels like it is. Unless there's anything down the bottom. Big question there. How do I get the thing out? Doesn't want to come out. Catching down the bottom here. Right, let me have a little look. Right, I've managed to pry off this big pipe at this end, and that is giving me, I think, enough to get this out. I've got wires caught in it as well down here. There we go. Oh, this has got petrol in it. I can smell it. Right, we need to get this wire off. But that's definitely got petrol in it. It stinks. Right, let's get a pair of pliers. Right, it's right, let's got that off of there. What did I do with the screwdriver? I'm going to probably end up pouring petrol all over myself at this rate. Right, well, that's gone. Oh, there's one at the bottom. Oh, great. Right, I'm going to have to get something to stop the petrol running out. Hang on. Right, I've got the tubes out. So that one's come out whole. And then that's the one that's snapped. So, somehow I've got to get a container and pour that in. Ah, and then there's the fuel filter that the bottom pipe goes to. Actually, I could probably... I don't know. I might disconnect off the fuel filter. There's the fuel filter. Because that'll need replacing anyway. And put it into a container, but I've got to find one yet. I'll tell you what, I've only been here about 5 minutes. And this petrol is making me high. I'm cutting off this tube. I just need this damn thing off. Jesus, the smell of stale petrol here is just incredible. Oh, that's got it. Oh, Jesus. You cannot imagine the smell this is making. Oh, crap, that's got it. Right, let me go and get rid of this. Right, got it off. There's like zoo creature nests in here. So I'm going to take this outside and give it a good brush off. But there's a bit of rust on this, but I'm hoping it's just surface rust. It seems quite thick. So hopefully I can just give it a brush over and give it a paint up and it should be good. I've got the black paint on order. So what we've got, I've got the tank off. Listen. That is full of rust. So we need to clean all that out as well. So that's another job for the list. I need to get my list on the go actually. So there's the zoo creature infested place where it was. More zoo creatures coming to evidence. They're obviously in here somewhere. And there's loads of this. It's like a horror film. Anyway, I'm going inside because I'm getting high on this petrol and it's really bad.